Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Trends with LJE, where we bring you the latest and developing stories across Nigeria and Africa. I am John Nkamian. Now do well, as always, to be part of our growing online community by hitting the follow, like, and share button right now on all platforms at LJE Nigeria. Now, joining me to dissect today's trending stories are Miriam Gamale, and of course, Barrister Samuel Meme. Barrister Miriam, it's great to have you join us on this edition of Trends.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Right, let's quickly run through our first set of headlines and, of course, get into the matter proper. Federal government. Navy officer who confronted Wike survives alleged assassination attempt as FCT command debunks reports. PDP faction expels party bigwigs. Wike speaks on expulsion from PDP. Two PDP governors reject Wike's expulsion from party. And two PDP governors reject saving PDP is Nigeria's democracy, Benga Hashim warns amid factional crisis. And we go straight to our first story, where a young Nigerian Navy officer, Lieutenant A.M. Yerima, who recently clashed with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, has reportedly escaped an alleged assassination attempt in Abuja. Military sources indicate that the incident occurred around 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, November 16, 2025. The officer was allegedly trailed by unidentified men dressed in black and riding in two unmarked Hilux vans without number plates from the NIPCO filling station to Gado Nasco Way. Now, sources indicate that Lieutenant Yerima noticed the suspicious vehicle and executed a strategic maneuver, successfully evading the suspected assailants. The matter has been formally reported and is now under investigation by security officials, and officials have stated that the case is being investigated and handled with the seriousness it deserves, with additional details withheld to avoid compromising ongoing inquiries. Sunday's incident comes just days after the lieutenant was involved in tense verbal confrontation with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, a dispute on a disputed land site in Gadwa district. Meanwhile, reacting to the report, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has debunked it, saying it's fake news that there was no assassination attempt on the naval officer, Lieutenant Ahmed Yerima, describing the claim as false and unverified. The police, in a statement by the command spokesperson, SP Josephine Ade, described the report as false and unverified. Moving ahead, a faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, held its elective national convention in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Saturday, where delegates voted to expel former Rivers State Governor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, alongside former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose and Senator Samuel Anyanwu, amongst 8 others. The expulsion motion was unanimously endorsed by the party members present at the Lekan Salami Stadium in a move that dramatically widened the deepening rift within the main opposition party. Now, the motion for the expulsion of 11 members was moved by a national leader of the party, Chief Bode George, who cited anti-party activities inconsistent with the party's collective interest. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State put the motion to a vote for adoption, which was unanimously accepted by the delegates. They were subsequently pronounced officially expelled from the PDP, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing internal leadership and legal battles within the party. Let's watch the PDP give reasons for the expulsion.
Power. Power to the people. The national chairman of our party,
What's this? It was the wrong one.
Ambassador Omar Damagun, the chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee, and all the members of that committee, my colleagues, the governors that are here. Power. Power to the people. The national chairman of our party, Ambassador Omar Damagun, the chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee, and all the members of that committee, my colleagues, the governors that are here. Power. Power to the people.
In a quick reaction, Larry Olayinka, Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications to the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, dismissed the expulsion as dirty December in November. Olayinka suggested that the comments from the convention should be viewed as the product of a social intoxicated atmosphere, given that members had gathered for celebration of before the festival. Now, the motion for their expulsion notably moved by party founding father Kabiru Turaki and seconded by the Bauchi State PDP chairman. The decision, however, was announced by the faction loyal to the party's acting national chairman Umar Damagun, while another faction led by newly appointed PDP acting national chairman with Senator Anyanwu as national secretary is yet to react to the development. Now, following his expulsion by a faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at the Ibadan National Convention, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike delivered his first public speech on the matter. The minister, who has since maintained his defiance against the faction, appeared unshaken by the decision that also targeted former Governor Ayodele Fayose and Senator Samuel Anyanwu. Now, the motion for Wike's expulsion alongside 10 others were unanimously approved by delegates at the convention. The motion was notably moved by party founding father Chief Bode George and seconded by the Bauchi State PDP chairman. Citing anti-party activities, the expulsion reflects the political backlash Wike faces following his actions during the 2023 elections and his continued opposition to the party's national leadership. Prior to the minister's speech, his senior special assistant on public communications, social media, Larry Olayinka, had already publicly lashed out at the expulsion. Olayinka branded the decision by the Ibadan Convention as dirty December in November, suggesting that the comments from the convention were made in a social intoxicated atmosphere rather than a solemn party decision. Let's hear the FCT minister's first speech after his expulsion from the PDP.
He said, I know it's my friend. Is that he's a man you can depend on. He's a man you can go home and sleep with your two eyes closed. It's difficult in this country. Most people don't like those who are stepped forward. Most people don't know people who will tell you this is black and this is white. I remember sometimes we had a problem that was supposed to be the chairman of the national zonal chairman of Southwest. He was on one side, I was on one side. In fact, that time I was working with Sheyi Makinde, and he was supporting Eddie Olefeson. So, on national television, in fact, to be precise, channels, he said, "You will call him. I know it's my friend."
Wike's speech is party APC. At this point, I want to find a party APC. At this point, I want to
True in the 2023 election that it is something very, very painful because of the incident that happened on the day they had the primary election, the presidential primary election. And all of those things happen, give birth to so many other incidents that resulted to the crisis that PDP is currently.
But isn't that politics?
That is politics.
Exactly.
And they're allowing this convention to go on. The constitution is very clear. The Supreme Court has ruled that the internal mechanism of the party, internal system of the party, and its leadership rests within the political party. And it is not the courts that should decide who becomes the national chairman or the national officers of the party. What the court can only look at is to look at the procedure in which such things takes place. So it is not enough for people who do not wish the party well to continue to hold party down. But I want to react also to the alleged attempted murder against
Lieutenant
Yerima. The fact that the police have come up to say such matter was not reported will take it as more like a rumor. This also will show to His Excellency Nyesom Wike, to find a way to adjust his modus operandi. If you look at what happened during last week, you would know that Wike also has a right to carry out his duties as a minister of the Federal Capital Territory. What you see as a backlash by Nigerians, particularly from the social media, is because of the kind of character he has pulls around himself since he began to work with this current government. Because he looks like someone who is speaking from both sides of his mouth. Nigerians are looking, Nigerians can judge that this man is not interested in the well-being of PDP. People know that from his antecedents and his actions and inactions is leading towards the depreciation and the cancer you now see in PDP. And I hope the court will summon courage to uphold the convention held last weekend in Ibadan.
All right, Miriam, let me come to you. I know you're not too much of a political fan, but when key actors like a Wike, Ayodele Fayose, I mean, some people will say they are cut from the same cloth because of the controversies that surround them. But how? I mean, for you, how do you react to this development?
The thing is, it's no longer news that politics in Nigeria now is a theater of personal ambitions, like recurrent power struggles and all that. Yeah, the expulsion of Wike, Fayose, Anyanwu and others, this period has just shown we Nigerians, the ordinary citizens, how well these leaders or these people in position care about us, because you see, we have a whole lot of things happening in Nigeria. Now, instead of these people that we've put in place to lead us to come together and foster unity, try to build infrastructure, try to provide
the system work.
Make the system work, exactly. They are the ones who are trying to divide everybody. Yeah, I am not in support of these people, but when you are in Nigeria and you're seeing this whole thing happening, it will be very hard for you not to be frustrated the way the system is actually working in our country, and it's really appalling.
Well, hours after the People's Democratic Party, PDP, announced the expulsion of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and 10 other high-profile members at its national convention in Ibadan, 2 sitting PDP governors openly rejected the decision. Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa State and Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State. They both issued separate statements distancing themselves from the expulsion. Both governors warned that the move could worsen the internal troubles already tearing the party apart. Governor Fintiri, who chaired the convention committee, said the action was not taken in the interest of the party and insisted he would not associate himself with it. In a public message, Fintiri stated, and I quote, "I dissociate myself from the position of expelling the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, from PDP." End of quote. Warning the move could plunge the party into an ending crisis, he emphasized that reconciliation remains the only realistic option for stability and unity within the party. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mufwang also voiced his displeasure, stating that the expulsion of Wike and other leaders was neither discussed at the PDP's Governor Forum nor at the National Executive Committee (NEC) before it was pushed at the convention. Through his spokesman, Governor Mufwang clarified that the motion did not reflect his position on the matter. He maintained that sending party leaders away during a period of intense division would only worsen matters, advocating for unity and dialogue. The refusal of two sitting governors to back the decision highlights the deep internal division and potential legal chaos resulting from the controversial convention, which itself was conducted despite two separate court orders seeking to halt the exercise. Now, with several of the expelled members expected to challenge the decision in court, the dissenting voices from the state governors underscores the fragility of the convention's decision and the ongoing legal battle that lies ahead for the party. Now, let me ask you, Barrister, how do you react to the fact that Governor Mufwang of Plateau State and Fintiri of Adamawa have shown that they rather stay loyal to their party faithful in the persons of Wike, Fayose, and the rest?
There are indications that these two governors are already making efforts to leave the PDP. And remember the interview granted by one of the national TV by Ayo Fayose, I think during last week. He reiterated that the Plateau State governor would be leaving, the PDP to APC. Clearly, I think they are holding their personal opinion. But when you look at the issues happening in PDP, if you continue to keep people like Wike, Fayose, and the rest of them, Danobe, and the legal advisor of the party, the secretary of the party, there is no how you can have peace in that party. It is better you do it once and then you get the reaction. And I believe they are ready for the battle, the legal battle that is ahead of them. And it is very important that they have to take this decision to maintain the sanctity of the party. And that, I think, is the right decision they have made.
So as far as you're concerned, everything that happened in Ibadan was for the soul of the party.
Everything that happened in Ibadan was for the soul of the party. It was long overdue. And for people like Bode George, I imagine if there is no... Of course, you watch what happened the last time. I think during last week, too, when Nyesom Wike inaugurated the Board of Trustees. When you have an existing Board of Trustees, you inaugurated Board of Trustees in your personal house, given to you by the APC government for another political party. I mean, that is politics taken too far. And it actually boils down to the issue of the kind of party politics we practice in this country. It's quite unfortunate. It cannot stand. How can you constitute a Board of Trustees? And when you look, if you listen to the speech made by the alleged the Board of Trustee chairman, during the time when he was making his acceptance speech, he made mention that he has been appointed, and he immediately corrected himself and said he was elected. So that is a sham. The PDP has taken the right decision. No matter what happened, it is not for the courts, to direct how party should operate, but rather court can look into the procedures and decide. And I think that is the best thing they have taken. They have done the right decision, and I support PDP for what they have done.
And just before we call it a wrap on this edition of Trends, amidst deepening tensions and fractional activities within the People's Democratic Party, PDP, former presidential candidate and founding member of the party, Benga Olawekbo Hashim, has issued a strong warning urging immediate reconciliation. Hashim stressed that the party's current path of fragmentation and exclusionary politics is a dangerous departure from its fundamental ideals, cautioning that saving PDP is saving Nigeria's democracy. Now, Hashim's intervention reminded Nigerians on the party's historic origins 27 years ago, describing its formation as a remarkable demonstration of political maturity. He noted that the PDP was founded through dialogue and inclusion, bringing together over 13 political associations to create a platform capable of preventing military adventurism and safeguarding Nigeria's democratic order. Let's hear from Kashim as he continues to appeal for reconciliation in the People's Democratic Party. Well, the former presidential candidate insisted that the party's current trajectory, marked by court-induced confusion and exclusion of members, contradicts the founding tradition of inclusion, not exclusion. Hashim warned that this continuous internal conflict has weakened the party to the point of losing public confidence, insisting that the party's revival depends on genuine unity and purposeful reconciliation. Well, at this point, I want to say a big thank you to Barrister Samuel Meme and, of course, Miriam Gamali for their usual brilliant contribution to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, that's the much we can take on Trends with LJE. Remember to follow, like, and press that button at LJE Nigeria on all social media platforms, granting you access to be part of our continuously growing online community. And don't forget, it also allows you to be updated with latest developments as far as Trends with LJE is concerned. So until you join us on the next one, I am John Nkamiang. Bye for now.
Welcome to LJE Studio, where creativity meets production excellence. Whether you're shooting a podcast, hosting a live stream, recording interviews, or bringing your next big idea to life, we've built the perfect space for you. Everything you need to create premium content is right here. Come record, come create, come be inspired. Visit www.ljenigeria.org/LJE-studio or call 0705-245-3714 to book your session today.